Sorry that I'm typing, but I just want to get the tweet out real quick. ESLTV, SC2B, hashtag IEM, Toronto, winner bracket round 2. Man, I have no idea if that was correct. Alright, let's go. I'm driving myself insane with all these tabs. But that's okay. I can do it like this. No. Wait. Okay, the reason why is that I can delete this one. I'm not sure how this looks. It doesn't look fantastic, does it? You guys just let me know if this looks acceptable or not, or if you guys think it looks really bothering. Because as far as I can see, the StarCraft 2 logo is like a little above the Intermission Masters logo, which doesn't make it look fantastic. Anyways, I can always remove it and just do it again how I did it in the previous game. You guys just let me know. Over here in the left top side of King Sejong Station for the very first map on winner bracket round 2 open bracket is Jaedong. The winner of this series, by the way, will go up against Liquid's Bunny. So that is going to be a cool little... Man, this drone icon is really bothering me. Like, this tiny drone goes over like Jaedong's name when you click on the Hatchery. This is not working out for me at all. And over here on the right bottom side of the map, we have EG's very own HuK, good old Chris, Laura and Jay. I know the scoreboard isn't there, but you guys said the rest looks fine. Okay. I personally think that the IEM logo should have been a little higher because it should be covering the gold part of the scoreboard. But alrighty, come on. We can't have it all. What we can have is that HuK has just defeated Linux. I'm not going to focus on graphic too much anymore, otherwise I'll just be really distracted. But HuK defeating Linux in the first round of the Intermission Masters open bracket, I think that's super impressive. Let's not forget that Linux is a player who has won so many international events. Of course, HuK has won quite a few as well in his days, but in this day and age, I don't think many people would have put HuK over Linux. What is the Dong doing? He's gonna go for a hatchery block. Jaedong? Okay. So Jaedong went with hatch first on the low ground, and I noticed as well that he delayed his spawning pool for a little bit. He went with a drone scout, and then he decided to morph in a hatchery on the other side of the map. This is the exact same thing as I believe that Live did. No, not the exact same thing. Live did it very different against Stardust. Now I wonder what HuK is going to do. HuK in the past has pulled a lot of probes. That was pretty much his way of dealing with this. He would get a Zealot, and then he would pull 6-7 workers, and he would cancel this hatchery ASAP. I have to admit, I'm a little bit surprised to see Jaedong doing this, because this doesn't really feel very Jaedong-ish like to me. But alrighty. This is HuK's first probe, and 2 Zealots, Mothership Core, and a probe is just how he's going to do it. I guess the reason why he's doing it like this is because this is a lot later than it has happened in the past when he tried to go hatch first. But I have to correct myself. I mentioned before that HuK has liked, or in the past has shown a tendency to pull his workers in dealing with this. But that was only when it was in different scenarios. This time HuK opened up with a gateway in his main base. So he has quicker access to Zealots, and that's why he's dealing with this. So sorry guys. It's still a little early for me, West Coast, and sometimes my brain doesn't work. So HuK is showing us that he doesn't panic at all, just gets 2 Zealots, gets a Mothership Core, and cancels this hatchery. Now Jaedong, let's take a look at your base. Speed is on the way. It's just a few seconds in there, 20 seconds in, so 1/5 done. Of course, you know, if we know HuK, we'd like to think that he's probably going to follow this up with some gateway aggression. Is he hiding a probe over here? It's actually very well hidden. That is hard to spot unless you have excellent minimap awareness, which I do if I'm not playing this game and I don't have to do anything else and just talk. Hey. So 2 happy Zealots and a Mothership Core are going to enter the natural of Jaedong. Almost gets a drone there, but he's not going to get it in the long run. This is still a little tricky for Jaedong. He has 6 Zerglings now, but he needs a tiny bit more. HuK uses a time warp, so that should allow him to get this queen. Yes, it does. There is another queen on the way, but this Mothership Core might be able to get like at least 1 more drone kill. No, he's gonna get... Oh, 2 of them are so low. The Zealots are winning the skirmish over here. HuK is actually having a fantastic trade. HuK has just killed 10 units and has not lost a single unit yet. And now I'm thinking, HuK, if only you had your pylon up already, and you were able to warp off of your 3 or 4 gateways. He's chrono boosting out warp gate technology now. Picking off this 1 queen is going to slow the production from Jaedong down quite a bit. Jaedong does not have... Okay, he's going to scout it right now. This is such an important scout. But he can't do much about it. He's gonna try to kill these zealots, and this is actually a very good moment for Jaedong to fight, because it's so much easier to kill 2 zealots that are low in HP when there's only 1 zealot supporting them, than when it's 2 zealots that are low in HP. But there are 4 more zealots supporting him. So really, really good job there by Jaedong, fighting on the exact right moment. This 1 sentry is a little bit lost. HuK really wants to cancel the 3rd base, and he does succeed in doing so, but it's becoming pretty expensive for HuK. Let's not forget, because of this opening, he doesn't really have a transition behind this at home. Is it still good? I guess it is. Like, he's up 7. Actually, it's really good for HuK. He's up 8 workers. Jaedong does not have any additional gas. He just has the speed, and that's it. He has nothing else. He lost the queen. He was forced to cancel his hatchery. The only thing that Jaedong does have now is 33 speedlings, which should not be able to do anything over here if the force fields are good, and the force fields are good up to this point. Look at this, what is it for? Mashikor has killed 4 drones already. Really interesting opening scenario here, but in the end it worked out well for HuK. The force fields have to be on the money though. And so far they are. That's a couple of Zerglings. He could land another force field and trap a few more if he wants to. The 33 Zerglings from Jaedong are now just 23 Zerglings. Again he's going to try to bust through. 2 Zealots being walked in as well. I would love to see another force field, yes indeed. Does he have more strength? He could have killed a few more there. HuK still up 4 workers. Jaedong trying to do his best to re-establish his economy as soon as possible. +1 is on the way. I'm just kind of wondering where would I take this if I'm HuK? You know, it's very fun to look at a game of StarCraft 2 when you have no fog of war, and you can just think like, all right, I had a good start against Jaedong now. This is a huge match. This is the open bracket round 2. If I win this one, I will go up against a foreign Terran to determine whether or not I can play in front of my home crowd. But I'm not sure. It's really hard to make the correct decision if you're HuK right now. What do you do? Do you go crazy on 2 bases? Jaedong does have a pretty weak economy, so it could theoretically work, but you could also just play slow and steady and try to go up to 3 bases and try to fix it like that. A couple of zealots and sentries are making their way past the natural. As +1 is about to finish up. With the amount of probes that HuK has, HuK is definitely giving us the idea that he wants to go up to 3 bases. There is a Roach Warren almost done. This is not the Roach Warren. This is the Roach Warren for Jaedong. So Jaedong can get a couple of roaches, but he's actually starting +1 missile attack, so he will most likely get more than just a couple of roaches. HuK's going up to 3 bases, but will most likely still put on some gateway pressure during all this. Getting blink as well, and can of course start +2 behind this. Jaedong is worried, that's why he's getting barrel. Right now the Dong does not know that there is like a few gateways, how many? 5, but this could also be 8 with no tag behind this at all and only 44 probes. So Jaedong getting burrow definitely shows us that he's a tiny bit worried in this phase in the game about what HuK could throw at him. I really wonder if we're going to see a Spy or a Hydralisk then. This is a difficult game to play for Jaedong because yes, indeed, right now he has 68 drones, but he still doesn't have a massive economy to work with. Right now it's good, but this is the very first time that it's good, so he still has to invest in infrastructure and upgrades, etc., and units above all. So it's a difficult position to be in. Jaedong doesn't have too much to worry about this push. It is tricky. You don't, of course, you never want to lose your hatchery. A couple of forces will go down. The queen is definitely going to fall. A few of these roach are going to get picked up as well. HuK should not overextend. He can always recall out if he wants to, and that's exactly what he does. I think that was alright. He got a queen, got a few roaches. He forced out a lot of units, and above all, he took the pressure that he was under before. He took it away from him. He brought it to Jaedong. He recalled out. So now HuK is sitting on 3 bases. You know, we can talk a little bit about player performance. I think HuK has been saying that he's been up and down over the last few weeks. It's not really fair. HuK is really good. There are still a few players that he's having a hard time against, but I think overall HuK has been very stable in 2014, while Jaedong has truly been all over the place. I must say I'm very okay, let's focus on this engagement at first. There's a couple of roaches do squeeze through, which means that some of these sentries are exposed, but the force fields are still good enough for HuK. So he kills all these Zerglings and even gets a couple of roaches, and the fact that his burrow is revealed now. There's an observer chrono boosted out on the way immediately. So while these roaches are in trouble for Jaedong, I must say I'm really surprised when you look at Jaedong's WCS ranking and he's up so high, he's like ranked 8 or 9. I don't have the feeling that this was that much of a fantastic year at all for Jaedong, but I don't know, maybe it's just the last few tournaments that you always remember the best. But you kind of expect a player like Jaedong to at least qualify for the Intermission Masters in Toronto. He's right now playing in the open bracket. And I think he's going to have his work cut out for him in this game, because I love HuK's PvZ when it comes to this stage in the game. When he has those +2 Blink Stalkers, there is no creep at all. Jaedong is going to try to counterattack, but EG's HuK is in a phenomenal position over here. And even with a few middleists, like there are already cannons on the way. These are defensive cannons though, so for the ramp, not really for the mineral line. But it doesn't change that much. He could still get these cannons in the mineral line. And the moment he does that, 8-9 middleists is not going to break 3-4 cannons with a photon overcharge and a couple of defensive warpins. There is just no way. 8 middleists are out. A couple of Zerglings will squeeze through. This is frustrating, but should not be the end of the world. HuK will definitely get a cancel in the sport base. One happy Zealot gets warped in. Zealot and Probe should already be enough to deal with this. How many middleists are we currently looking at? 12. He's keeping them at home as well. HuK finds the Spire, so you can actually just start focusing on this Spire. And if he gets the Spire, 17 middleists is carried. Careful with your Mothership Core, HuK. Is he going to focus? Yep, Jaedong is going to go all out on the Mothership Core. So right now Jaedong is bringing all of his forces at home. And what he's saying is, I want to kill this army of you, HuK. I feel that is my best way to get back into this game. I'm just going to straight up kill your army. Right now, army supply 101 against 94. Of course, quite a bit of that is defensive. HuK has no reinforcement pylon. And he gets the hatchery, but he's losing a lot of units. And he's not trading fantastic yet. Well, he got the spy, he got the hatchery, he got a handful of drones, but he lost the majority of his forces. So that, well, he does still have a lot at home as well. So right now we're looking at 14 Blink Stalkers, 2 Immortals against 15 middleists. But Jaedong only on 2 bases. Economically, HuK is severely outmining his opponent now. 1700 minerals a minute against 1000 from Jaedong. Army supply 103 against 63. That is definitely the department where Jaedong is smart. But if the force fields are good, I think HuK should be fine. He has cannons, he has force fields, he has Blink Stalkers. Soon he's going to have the upgrade advantage as well. So his +3 is about to finish up. Middleists are annoying, but the Spire is done. And let's not forget, Jaedong is not very rich right now, so he's not really earning a whole lot of minerals. A couple of Zerglings and Roaches will start working on these gates. One of these gates gets picked off, but I think HuK is in a good position. I think HuK is actually in a pretty phenomenal position. These middleists will get another cancel on one of these cannons. It's important that HuK gets an idea of how he wants to win this game. When does he want to move out? When does he feel like he can make a similar engagement to like he did last time, but this time with reinforcements and this time with every single unit that he has out on the map. Jaedong is sitting on 800, 900 gas now, so he could theoretically produce 10, 11 middleists more by the time that his Spire finishes up. His main base is pretty much running dry though, and he will be able to re-establish his third base. He's on 54 drones now against the 67 probes of HuK. HuK has a lot of gas. The Templar Archives just finished up, so he starts warping in a lot of Templar to morph into Archons. I'm digging this move, as Archons are pretty fantastic against every single unit that Jaedong has. Other than the Roaches. The Roaches are pretty okay against Archons if they can get close, but if they can't, then Immortals and Archons will form the ultimate meat grinder for Roaches. I think this is it. I think if I was HuK right now, the best thing you can do is like not try to defend multiple locations. Just be like, you know what? This army is unkillable for you, Jaedong. There is no way, there is no world where you're gonna kill this army. So if I'm HuK, I would leave an Immortal, 2 Archons behind, and get like 5 cannons in my natural. Just even if you lose this base, or go all out defending this one, but focus a lot on defending one location. The force field is very late over here, which means that all these Zerglings can jump on top of this Immortal. This is frustrating. You know that the Zerg play is going to try to go for the base trade. Oh, it forces a big recall. This okay, I guess it's a calculated recall. Curious to see how this one plays out. The meter count is currently at 27. There are 6 more on the way. I'm a tiny bit worried. Yes, you have Archons, you have Blink Stalkers. All these drones. It would be awesome to get all these drones. Fortune goes down, misses it though. He gets a couple. At the same time, there is a big fight on the south side of the map between Blink Stalkers and middleists. Middleists are winning this for now. There are 22 middleists out on the map against 21 Stalkers. There are no more Archons, but with the reinforcements, I think HuK is going to be a-okay over here. A few more middleists are arriving. I think HuK has done it. I think HuK has done a good enough job in splitting up his army. Even if he slowly but steadily loses the fight here, He is killing everything that Jaedong has on the other side of the map. Photon overcharge is going down as well. A couple of Mulists will fall, but that won't change anything. And HuK takes a 1-0 lead over EG's Jaedong in a pretty damn cool game on King Sejong. Really impressive game by HuK, pretty much from start to finish. It started off well. Like, HuK never really panics when one of his opponents goes for a hatchery block or whatever. You know, HuK just kind of does what he does. He's like, alright, if you want to go for a hatch block, I'll just get my 2 Zealots, get my Mothership Core, get a probe out. He cancelled the hatch before the Queen, before it was ever done, so his Nexus wasn't even that delayed. Marched across the map and he got some serious work done with his few Zealots. He killed 10 workers before he lost anything. Then he got the pylon, wiped in 3 more Zealots. I must say, Jaedong did a really good job in picking off 2 of those low HP Zealots. And in the end, that didn't make the difference, as HuK was still able to cancel that hatchery, and that put him in a really good economic position. And from that point on, he just made a lot of correct trades. He just did a phenomenal job in somehow always being in an okay enough position. Even when, I must say, I love the move of Jaedong when he picked off the Mothership Core and all of the Stalkers and the Sentries were trapped and stuff like that. It didn't really matter because HuK was aware of the fact, like, alright, you know, this army is going to die if I go behind the middle line. If I go all in, it will die because I don't have a Mothership Core anymore. I don't have a reinforcement pylon. But if I kill the Spire, if I kill a bunch of these drones and I still pick off a couple of Mutalisks, it should be alright for me, and it was alright. So really well done. I am going to try to add one more thing, guys, because this is really important. Oops, sorry. No worries, bear with me. Damn it, how do I do this? I think this might be it. No, this is not it. Never mind. Alright, let me just remove this. Okay, that's not what's right. I'll do it in the next break. I shouldn't get too fancy. Whenever I try to get too fancy, things go wrong again. It's really sad because I had this beautiful setup of all my scenes in XSplit, but then XSplit decided to give me a Nintendo Color broadcast, which, you know, as much as we all love a good old flashback to the days where we used to play Pokemon Red and Blue on Nintendo Color, it is not really what we want. Now, map number 2 between Jaedong and HuK is going to be played on Overgrowth. If you just joined us, welcome. You're watching the Into Extreme Masters open bracket. The winner of this series will play against Bunny, so it would be fantastic news for the foreigners, and you know, everybody is always hoping to see more foreigners, to see either Bunny or HuK qualify out of this bracket. Even if Jaedong wins this series, it's still possible. I will let them know that I am always ready. They don't have to wait for me. Falcon Tart 13 is asking, when will I start streaming again? I've answered this question before. I'll start streaming when I have a PC that's good enough for me to stream without my FPS dropping, as I'm very, very picky when it comes to what I play on, but I already ordered all my new parts and it's coming, guys, I promise. It's a week or something. Maybe 2 weeks. It depends on Nathan. It depends on how badly Nathan wants to build my new PC. So maybe you guys can start like, Nathan, build Roddy PC next time he streams, and then we can get the Roddy stream back. Anyways, for now, we are going to go back into the game. As I unfortunately do not have a scoreboard yet, guys. I have been working on it really hard, but it is complicated. Life is difficult. Life is actually doing really good in this tournament, as he's already in the winner bracket match of the open bracket, but that doesn't matter. Do you guys see this, by the way? I've never seen this before, that these drone icons are overlapping with the names all the time. I don't know, maybe this is just like a new thing to me, but it's really bothering me, because now like you don't even see this EG's Jaedong. You see like EG Overlord JD. That's silly. Either way, Jaedong is our red Zerg spawning on the left bottom side of Overgrowth. He's currently down 0-1 against his teammate. That's right, EG's HuK. Our blue Protoss spawning on the right top side of Overgrowth is up 1-0. Of course, Jaedong is still in a very healthy position when it comes to WCS points. He has done, you know, Jaedong has attended a lot of events, so even when, you know, he didn't have a lot of phenomenal runs in the last 2-3 months, he's still been getting a couple of points here, a couple of points there, you know, top 16 in Taiwan or top 8, whatever it was, and another top 8 here and there. This is the first season where Jaedong is actually qualified for WCS America round of 16. Same as his teammate, by the way. HuK is qualified as well. Jaedong again is going for a hatch block, but this is a different scenario, I think, than last time. This hatch block is a lot quicker. On King Sejong Station, Jaedong went hatch first, into a hatch block, I believe. And now he's just going straight up hatch block, so there is a chance that if HuK doesn't pull workers, at this time the hatchery will finish off. I'm actually a little curious to see how this one plays out. I am no expert when it comes to dealing with hatcheries. It's something that's been around for a long time. There was a time in my StarCraft 2 career where I used to get so mad that sometimes I just left games when people did this against me. Be like, this is so stupid, this really makes no sense. A pro would never do this. And here we are 5-6 months later. It's like, well, Roddy, what was it again, what you said about hatch blocks? Now we just saw Live and Jaedong do it at the same time. You know, I think in a weird way we have to give a lot of credit to Cats for this, because Cats was like silly enough to start doing this kind of stuff. And eventually it carried over, and now it's almost a given. Zealot starts working on this hatchery, but if HuK does not pull any workers like he has done in the past, this time this hatchery will finish up. There is a small chance that Jaedong cancels it at 99% and morphs it into an evolution chamber, but I don't think he will. And we can see it finishing up. So this means there's going to be quite a bit of creep threat for the longest amount of time. Jaedong could have even tried to start up a queen, but he's not doing that. If a queen lands a creep tumor, then you truly hate life. Jaedong's build order was just ridiculous this game. It was literally hatchery into hatchery into hatchery into a spawning pool with a gas. So a 4 hatch opening into speedling. You have to ask yourself, this has to be a little counterproductive at a certain point. This hatch will be taken out by these zealots in this happy little probe. I think that this hatch again is going to get tricky. I wonder if as soon as Jaedong will have access to a queen, if his first queen is not going to go for a larva inject but for a creep tumor spread. I really think getting a creep tumor connecting your bases right now is more important than anything else if you're Jaedong, but that's just me. A couple of broodlings being annoying. And there's still a little bit of larva as well, so this larva can actually be very frustrating. And like HuK already has his probe on location, but it's going to take a solid minute before this probe can even walk in this nexus anyway. It takes 60 seconds for creep to disappear. HuK could also just 4-gate. He's currently going to work off 3 gateways. No, wait, it's 4. Ah, okay. So HuK pretended like he wanted to expand, but actually just wants to 4-gate. And I like this. We have seen Jim do this in the past. I think Jim has done this. That was even a little bit different. That was even a more economic scenario for Jaedong than it was this time. Jaedong is in trouble. It is possible. Without speed, Jaedong would have been dead. Is HuK really going to 2-0 Jaedong over here with a 4-gate in game number 2? He has a lot of zealots. Drones are probably going to have to be pulled as well. All of the queens need to be here. Time warp goes down immediately, so this is obviously a moment where HuK really wants to fight as soon as possible. He could put 3 zealots on hold position on this ramp. You're going to be careful, HuK. You don't want to just lose your zealots. 2 zealots are separated from the rest of the pack, which is a little bit unfortunate. 1 more zealot gets picked off. I think that Jaedong is doing a good enough job so far. Take a look at the unit count. 19 Zerglings against 9 zealots. Oh, it's a difficult fight, that's for sure. But speed will be ready soon. Jaedong is still running circles. The working count, look at these sentries by the way. Zergling's getting an okay engagement here on a couple of these zealots. I kind of think that this is the fight that Jaedong was looking for. He gets 3, 4, 5 zealots. Well, I don't know. HuK's 4-gate is pretty relentless. Right now we're looking at 8 zealots. No, Jaedong is in a lot of trouble. For a second I thought when speed was about to finish up that Jaedong could potentially stabilize, but I think HuK has done it with nothing but zealots and a 4-gate opening. HuK is telling us, you know, I just beat Leenock. Man, what a phenomenal run already for HuK, and poor HuK is not even qualified yet for the main event, but he defeated Leenock in round 1, and now he is about to 2-0 Jaedong, unless Jaedong pulls off the most miraculous hold of all time. But you know, there are a few zealots here. This 4 Zerglings in production there. 4 Zerglings is not going to get the job done here for Jaedong. He gets a sentry, but he's losing pretty much all of his drones, and that is it. GG.